All right, call to order the June 8th, 2020 meeting of the North Andover Planning Board. We are meeting remotely, so I'm going to read a statement before we start. And this is Eitan Goldberg, Chair of the Planning Board. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the North Andover Planning Board is being conducted by remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. Reminder that persons who would like to listen to this meeting or watch may do so by watching on your television or by visiting www.northandovercam.org. Okay, can we take roll, please?
Yes. Eitan Goldberg?
Yes.
John Simons?
Here.
Kate Bargnesi?
Present.
Aaron Preston?
Present.
Peter Boynton?
Here.
Kelly Cormier?
Here.
Okay, all are present.
Okay, so first on our agenda is 800 Massachusetts Avenue, request for, let's see, I'm just going back to the agenda for a second. All right, 800 Massachusetts Avenue, North Andover Historical Society, request to endorse A&R plan creating two separate lots. All right, Monica, you want to tell us about what we're doing here?
Yes, you've actually seen this this lot or lots approximately a year ago. The applicant came before the board to separate the lot into 3 lots. The board directed me to endorse the plan, which I did, and the plan was recorded at the Northern Essex Registry of Deeds. The applicant has submitted a new A&R plan where they are now looking to no longer have 3 lots, but they are looking for 2 lots. The lots meet all the zoning requirements, and this plan is going before both building and the conservation department, who had no issues on this. So we're recommending the endorsement of this new plan.
Eitan,
Okay,
before we get,
Adam.
I'm sorry, Eitan, it's Kelly. I just want to recuse myself before we continue.
All right, yes, Kelly's a new board member at the Historical Society. Congratulations. So Kelly will not vote. I don't think we're going to ask her to vote anyway. So not that it really matters for our endorsement, but I'm curious, what's the new plan?
Eitan, this is Stan Lippert from the Historical Society. Can you hear me?
I can, thank you. Hi, Stan.
Hi. So as you know, when we came before you some time ago, we had a different plan for the 800 Mass Ave building, the so-called Carolyn Stevens Rogers building. We were at that point thinking about potentially selling it, and we had that plot plan which you all approved, which made the parcel into 3 lots. Subsequent to that, we changed our mind and decided that that wasn't what we wanted to do. We wanted to actually refurbish the building and retain it for our own. So as the result, the plan we had submitted and you had approved for 3 lots is no longer even reasonable, because part of the building spans 2 lots in that plan. We'd expected the back part of the building, the so-called annex, to be demolished, and so that it didn't have any effect on the plan. So we decided to go back to a plan that had actually existed, for which we weren't really all that aware, which had separated the parcel into 2 lots in 1960, prior to the construction of the actual Rogers building. And so what we have before you is the plot plan and the application to go back to the 2-lot configuration, the 2 lots being the 800 Mass Ave lot with the Rogers building on it, and the other lot being the 153 Academy Road with the Johnson Cottage and the Stevens Hall headquarters building. So that's what we are doing now, because that's the plan that we have, that we're going forward with, is to refurbish the building, retain all of it, and so now we want to have the lot configurations conform to what we're doing with the actual buildings.
Okay, well, best of luck.
Yeah,
So why don't we get can we get a motion to approve, unless anyone has any other questions or comments, if they do.
ECAB, this is John. I just had sort of a following question, your question. Is I think the Form A is fine, so there's no issue with the Form A. And it seems to me this is, I'm delighted with the general direction here of what's happening, because it seems like we're going back to what exists before, and I'm glad everything's worked out, and I hope we raise all the money fast and, end up with just a wonderful, wonderful expansion of the Historical Society. But just sort of a minor question is, did you put any thought into basically just having a single lot as opposed to two? And is there any plans to, under the new proposal, to ever expand the footprint of the building that's there now?
So the answer to the question, my answer to that question would be, we have no foreseeable plan to expand the footprint of either building, either the Johnson Cottage, Stevens Hall complex, or the Rogers building. One thought about the Rogers building and having separate lots is it has to do with taxable and nonprofits. At some point down the road, depending on what goes on in the Rogers building under our auspices, that we may be doing something there, like having a store where we sell books, or something that may involve taxes. So we thought it might be best to separate the two activities, one clearly nonprofit for the far foreseeable future, and the other giving us some flexibility to see where that might head. So that was the thought.
Okay, good. No, thank you. I appreciate that, Stan, and good luck with the money raising and everything. So
yeah, we're I would just tell you all that so far we've raised enough money to date to go through the basic building refurbishment, and the next phase, for which we're now starting a capital campaign, is to raise money to put exhibits and things in the building once it's refurbished. So
yeah.
Great. So this is Eitan again. Could we get a motion to instruct the planner to endorse the Form A for 800 Massachusetts Avenue?
As moved, yeah.
Second.
Okay, a roll call vote. John? John, do you vote in favor?
Yes, I do. I just didn't hear you. John Simons votes yes.
Great, thanks, John. Aaron?
Yes.
I vote yes. It's Eitan. Peter?
Peter votes yes.
And Kate?
Yes.
Okay, approved.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Next order of business. Request to endorse A&R plan creating two separate lots, 1600 Osgood Street, 600 Osgood Street.
Eitan, this is Kate. I'm going to recuse myself.
Okay, thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Monica Gregor. Would you like me to give a little background?
Yes, please.
At the May 20th meeting, the board approved numerous special permits for the development. The applicant did state that they would be submitting an A&R plan in place of the definitive subdivision plan. They've submitted the plan that you see before you. Just make note that they have asked for an extension of the definitive subdivision plan until December 1st, 2020, basically just in case they need that. This plan has been reviewed also, by the building department and conservation department, and they had no issues. The applicant did submit some revised plan this afternoon just to meet some minor issues with the plan, just changing notations, things like that. And they've answered all of planning's concerns. So planning recommends the endorsement of this plan.
And it meets all zoning requirements and frontage and things like that.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody
And
have any
they
questions?
received
Any comments from the
Okay.
applicant?
Can we get a motion to instruct the planner to endorse the Form A?
This is John, so moved.
This is Aaron, I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Roll call vote. John, how do you vote?
John Simons votes yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
I vote yes. Is Eitan here?
Peter, yes.
Okay. 4-0 approved. Okay.
This is John. Thank you
so
very much.
thank you, John. So before we do the minutes, just a couple of quick things. I believe there's a town hall meeting for anyone who's interested tomorrow afternoon. I don't have the exact time regarding the TIF for Amazon. Just, something that's the other aspects of the planning have come before us, and the TIF's not obviously before us, but just might be interesting for people. And town meeting is next Tuesday at the high school. Does anyone not plan to be there? Okay, good. We're still figuring out seating and staging and all that sort of stuff. So if I know before the meeting, I'll let everybody know.
Ken, one question on the thing we just covered. There for the definitive subdivision, there was a request to extend the time to make a decision. Should we make a motion to accept that?
We did on the lot. We did. Thank you, John. We did previously.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay.
Thank you, though.
Hey, Tom, it's Peter on the town meeting. Do we need to RSVP separately, or is someone gonna RSVP for members of the board separately?
No, you should RSVP separately, both for seating purposes as well as for booklets and number of books for signing in and things like that.
Do we need to write?
Yeah, there's no spot on the form to indicate we're sitting with the planning board, but that's fine.
Yeah, and I don't know yet where the seating is going to be, stage or in the front row. It's going to be somewhere, but I don't know where yet. Kelly?
Do we have to get there? Is there a planning board meeting beforehand? Are we getting there earlier or just the same time as everybody else?
No. Just get there in time that you can be up in the front for when it starts and having signed in, but no meeting beforehand.
Okay.
Okay. The only article that we're sponsoring is the sign article, and then there are just a few that we made our recommendation on. So really, if people want to speak on anything in particular, it would probably just be from the floor. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Okay, can we get a motion to accept the minutes from previous meeting?
Motion made, Peter.
Aaron, second.
John, second.
Roll call vote. John,
Yes.
Aaron,
Yes.
Eitan, I vote yes. Peter,
Peter, yes.
and Kate.
Yes.
All right, great job, everybody. I'm hopeful maybe for the next meeting we can have some in person. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Can we get a motion to
Yep.
adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
John, so moved.
Second, Peter.
John, vote.
Yes.
Thank you. Aaron,
Yes.
I vote yes. Peter,
Yes.
Kate, last say.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next week.
Thank you.
Right,
Thank you.
excellent.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Thanks, Monica.